Hello everyone, welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. Today we are talking about Kaervek the Merciless, which is a very cool commander. One small note before we get into Kaervek, I made a small error in the creation of these slides, so I may fix this in post, or at least I'll make a note to fix it in post. But as of right now, the card to synergize with this is still the same one I did for Jaya Ballard, so just like a note for myself and for you guys in case I don't get to it, the synergistic card is not matching right now. Hopefully it matches in post. But Kaervek the Merciless is a legendary human shaman with a power and toughness of 5/4 and a whopping mana value of 7. 5 generic, 1 black, 1 red. It has this awesome triggered ability. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, Kaervek deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target. So, kind of this weird, like, opponents matters burn deck, which is very fun. It kind of makes me think of like a Super Friend, not Super Friends, a group hug deck where you want your opponents to cast a lot of spells. You want to help them cast a lot of spells or force them to cast a lot of spells. So that way you can deal a ton of damage with this commander. Very cool stuff. There are no card rulings for this commander. Just bear in mind that it doesn't care about the spells you cast. It cares about the spells your opponents cast, which honestly I think is better because in a regular commander game, you're going to be going up against average 3 other players, and they're going to be casting a lot of spells as the game goes on. So that's a lot of triggers for this commander, which is awesome. Again, I don't know what I'll put up for this slide. Right now it has the distortion lens that I had for Jaya Ballard. But I'll probably want to put something in here that cares about when my opponents cast spells or things that would deter them from messing with my side of the board. We'll just see what I find. I'll probably look up on like EDH Rec or something to see what's popular, very synergistic to use, and then add that into this. A janky, weird deck idea. I've used this deck idea a couple times with various commanders, and this would just be another fun example, and I think it could provide some protection for this commander because of how expensive it is. Obviously, Kaervek is 7 mana, 9 mana if you have to cast it from the command zone again, and it's going to be something your opponents are going to want to remove with removal. So, if we can find ways to bypass the legend rule, a great example is Mirror Box, or the original version of this, which I think is called Mirror Gallery, something like that, where it bypasses the legend rule. And then we just make tons of token copies of Kaervek. There's a little bit of token synergy in red, just a tiny little bit. There's like 1 or 2 like populate cards, which is really fun. But essentially, this is a copy clone token deck that you want to make multiple copies of Kaervek to get multiple triggers off of your opponent's spells. The biggest problem with this deck is you're going to need lots of ramp, because before you start cloning things, you need to have the thing you're cloning, which costs 7 mana, and all of these spells here combined, what is this, 5, 8? Combined, these 3 cards are 1 mana more than your 1 commander is. So, you know, lots of ramp, get your commander out, have protections for it, and then be able to clone it like crazy with your awesome copy clone effects in red and black, and then just burn the table out with every single spell that your opponents cast. Really, really weird idea and very janky. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for Kaervek the Merciless. This is a very popular commander. You can play as a group slug, group hug. You can play as crazy synergy, combo-y. You can play it so your opponents have to play things from their hands, so you're forcing them to take damage. A whole slew of different ideas for this commander. And if you look online for like your favorite websites, whether it's EDHREC or Tapped Out or something like that, you're going to find lots of deck ideas. So that's why Kaervek has the rank of S. But all in all, really strong commander. Just bear in mind it is expensive. So if you play it, make sure that you can protect it in some way, shape, or form, because if you don't, it's going to be even more expensive. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below if there's anything I missed or did not talk about. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!